got a bit to learn about this 40. Righto, welcome back to the 40 channel. So we haven't posted anything for a little while because we've been waiting for some stuff in the tub and just repairing some little holes and some cracks and stuff. Alright, so I'm just using a little Dremel just to clean out some of these little tiny little rust holes that I think I showed you earlier on, and to V out this crack so we can weld them up. Right, so what we're doing here is going to V out the inside of the crack just with the Dremel. So we just get a Dremel. There's thousands of little attachments to get. Just find an attachment that's going to work for you so you can get right in that crack and V it out. So then when you weld it back up, when you grind it back, it's not going to be super thin and you'll be able to blend it back into the original shape. So we just drill a small hole at the end of the crack. What that does is it stops the crack travelling up any further. Being a round hole, it's not going to stress fracture around it. So in the meantime, I've been slowly working away at the wiring. It's a big job, because the 2H was put in there over the 2F from a 60 series, so I had a 60 series wiring loom in there, as you've seen in some of the previous videos, and it was absolutely atrocious. So I've been slowly working through the wiring loom, cleaning it all up, trying to get it ready in spare time. Haven't filmed it, it's a little bit boring, it's time consuming. So what I've got is I've got the 60 series wiring loom that was in there, that was half spliced with a 40 series wiring loom. I've got an FJ40 series wiring loom, and I've got a BJ40 series wiring loom. With all these wiring looms combined, hopefully I can make one good, solid, clean wiring loom without all this other rubbish attached to it. It's turning into be a big job. Anyway, we're getting there. I'll show you a little bit just for an update and show you where I'm up to. And we'll see how we pan out. So this is a 60 series wiring loom that was in my FJ40 when I first got it. It was half spliced up with a FJ40 wiring loom, and it was just an absolute mess. So far out of that wiring loom, this is what I've taken out of it that is totally redundant. Every single one of these wires and plugs did absolutely nothing. It was just all jammed up under the dash, cable tied up under the chassis, jammed up under the floor mats. It went nowhere. So as you saw in the other videos, I tagged everything with a red tag that was not plugged into anything, didn't go anywhere. Laid the whole wiring loom out and meticulously cut all the conduit off it and opened it all up. Traced every single one of these wires all the way back to its original source, back to where the fuse box was, and then cut it out from there. Double checking to make sure that it didn't go anywhere else or that it wasn't going to affect anything else. So that's a big chunk of it so far. What we're hoping to do is clean this up. Remove the glass fuses, put some splayed fuses in, neaten it all up, and some of these aren't used either, so some of these are redundant. I don't have air conditioning, I don't have power windows that the 60 series did, so hopefully we'll make a bit more of a cleanup. So as I was stripping the wiring out of the FJ40, I was labelling every plug. So that's good. This one's actually, as I pulled it out, that was good. I pulled it along, actually found that it was made into a bit of an extension lead, plugged into here, so we don't actually need all of this. So it's important to label everything you do as you go. Keeping everything clearly labelled was going to make my life so much easier later on down the track. Another really important thing to have when you're doing any type of wiring is as much paperwork as you can get. I actually have a full schematics of the wiring diagram. This is off the 60 series, so this is the actual wiring loom that was in my car. So I'm using this in conjunction with the wiring loom as I go through to clean it all up. On top of that, I've also got the FJ40 wiring loom diagram. So even simple little diagrams like this, which are just basically drawings of showing you where all the different fuses, relays go and what they are. Try to get as much information as you possibly can before you try to tackle this, because you want to work through this carefully and slowly. So basically I'll show you what I did with this tiny little wiring loom. Is a small scale of what I did to the entire wiring loom. So to give you a bit of an idea. So imagine this was the whole wiring loom. I stripped it all back. So it was all individual wires. Opening it all up as much as I possibly could. So once I had the entire wiring loom untaped and all the conduit off it, I was then able to slowly trace wires back that I needed, and then I could trace ones that I didn't need back. So obviously we can see that we need this plug and we want to know where they trace. So we just trace those wires all the way back, find out where they are, and we'll actually make another plug, because this plugs into this here. Because this particular bit plugs into here, and as you can see, it was already all cut off on the back from the previous owner, which went to all these empty plugs. So we'll clean all this up, we'll cut all this back, and we'll just probably solder in a new plug just for this, instead of having all this extra stuff. Basically times that by the entire wiring loom, and that's what we've been working through. Piece by piece, wire by wire, plug by plug. It's a long process, but it'll be rewarding in the end. Righto, so thanks for watching. I just wanted to give you a quick update of what we've been up to. I know I haven't posted anything for a while. So a quick update of what we're doing with the wiring and the cab. Not very exciting stuff, so that's why I haven't filmed much. But I really want to thank you for your support out there. There's been a huge amount of support out there on the forums, on the Facebook. You guys have been excellent. You guys have given me lots of support on YouTube and lots of support in helping me out with information and parts and that. So big shout out to some of you guys, and there's going to be some special treats in that coming next video, so look out for that. Thanks guys, subscribe, like it if you want to see a bit more. If you've got any questions, shoot them to me as well.